Good evening. I appreciate this opportunity to be here. I come at this discussion, this panel discussion, from another perspective. I know we have quite a few academics in the room, and we have quite a number of students, and we also have some community workers. When you get down to our level, we are sometimes impatient because we get to look and listen to quite a bit of data and seeing their interpretation and the understanding of them. But when we are at home in our communities and look out our doors, we wonder, how do we get data to change the reality that we have on the ground? And sometimes we become very impatient. And understanding how much data could affect, or in what ways data could affect our communities, become difficult for us to really figure out. So one of the things that we have been very careful about doing, and very deliberative about doing, is trying to make sure that we connect with offices and opportunities that are here, that are being discussed today, and try to figure out how do we bring these realities, the information that, thanks to the United Way, is in this book. How do we get to see this actually impacting what we're seeing on the ground? And that becomes frustrating. It really does. But one of the ways that we have been deliberative about doing is really connecting with the academic world and really asking you all who understand this kind of data, who can interpret it the way that you can, come to our communities and help us apply those interpretations so that we could, on the ground, actually be doing things that are not just what I call throwing the spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks, which is what community people do all the time. We look out of our doors, we see a problem, and we say somebody has to do something. And we don't look for the other person to do it, we say we have to do something. So we get up and we do something. For instance, right now in education, we are going to do something, and we say our children are falling behind, our children are not achieving academically. We have to do something. So we get them into our programs, and we have after school assistance with academics. Well, last week I met with 6 of our parents whose children are in our after school program, and asked them, how could we help you better? We had 2 very young parents who were frustrated, young parents, because they had not been out of school very long, and they could not help their children with their homework because education-wise and the manner of teaching has changed. And so our parents are saying, we appreciate your being available and having our children on the computer, and having teachers who are educated enough to teach our children the way they're being taught in school, because they can't even help them themselves. And you could hear the frustration in that. And so this is where it's so important that when you analyze the data, that you then come out with us and come and work with us and help us actually implement in a way that it's going to be helpful on the ground. I could go through talking about the housing and the income level, and maybe that'll come up in the conversation, but I just wanted to share that part from the community's perspective and the interaction and the ways that I see that we could end up working together.